Hello my friends, welcome to the Pro Strings Violin School. I'm Henriette and this is lesson 26 in the violin class for beginners course. And today we are learning exercise 45, that is if you have a red book, and that is the same as exercises 63, 64 and 65 if you have an older version of this book. And we are going to repeat exercise 63. So it's 63, 63 again, 64, 65. And then we're playing the exact same thing. So thank you for sharing your time with me today. And let's get straight in. Now in this exercise we're going to build on what we have been learning in class number 25. And that is leaving your fingers down on the strings, and as we've said before, that is a very valuable technique to have when you play the violin. So we're going to practice that one more time today as well. And today we're going to practice everything separate bows. So we're going to play on the upper half of the bow today. And let's have a look at the first line, which is exercise 45 or exercise 63 with a repeat. We're going to go quite slowly so that we're going to really focus on leaving your fingers down. After 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Because then it sounds better. Now if you have a really good look at your music, you can see these horizontal lines below some of your notes, and that means you leave your first finger down for the duration of that line, and you leave your second finger down also for the duration of that time, you see. So we're leaving the fingers down for as long as we possibly can, and at some point you have to lift them off because it's a lower note than the finger you had on your string, you see. So let's practice that again, shall we? And really work on sticking to the upper half of the bow and on leaving those fingers down. Before we do that, I'd like you to check that your violin is not straight in front of you with your chin on the chin rest, but let's hoist your violin up again, slide it towards your earlobe on the left hand side so that you've got a nice high violin. Let's get ready in the middle of your bow. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just hold it here a moment, and if you've done it correctly, all of your 4 fingers should be on the string. If you've accidentally lifted one off, then you might want to do that again. In fact, let's all play this again from the beginning, shall we? Ready? And... Next, we're going to play this same exercise, but then as quavers, as eighth notes. So we're going to stay at the upper half of the bow, and we're going to go twice as fast. Are you ready? 1 and 2, and. There's your challenge. Well done if you kept going all the way. Now, how can I play for a sustained length of time? How can I play such complicated notes? And that is real skill that you will develop over time. That doesn't come overnight, but you might try that today and try it again tomorrow and the day after tomorrow, and in 3 months' time you might suddenly think, oh, can I do that now? You see, so that is how it usually works in violin playing. You keep trying, you keep trying, you keep trying, and suddenly you think, ah, it's now all falling into place. So that is mainly because I can recognize the patterns. If you have a look at the second line, or an exercise 64, you can see D, 2, 1, 3, 2, 4, 3, 4. There is a pattern, isn't it? Skip a note, go back a note, skip a note, go back a note, skip a note, like that, you see. That's complicated, but progress comes with time. So let's play that middle line, and what I'd like you to do is to emphasize every other note. So we're emphasizing the D, and then the E, and then the F sharp. So we're playing. And why am I doing that? I'm doing that because there is this pattern. D, 1, 3, 2, 4, 3, 4. You see the pattern? D, 1, 2, 3. So let's try that. The middle line of exercise 45 equals exercise 64. Just that line. And. I hope you will agree with me that this last bar is a completely different pattern, isn't it? It has nothing to do with the first 3 bars. So your complicated pattern, that I think is also nice to know, lasts for just 3 bars rather than 4. Your 4th bar is one that you can relax on because that's just the normal order of each finger, isn't it? Shall we try it again? 1, 2, 3, 4. Coming, well done, very good. Okay, now on the next playing, I would like you to listen to the 4th fingers. We're playing that same middle line again, so the second line of exercise 45 or exercise 64. And I'd like you to listen out to the tuning of those 4th fingers. And I want you to make sure that every time you play a 4th finger, it sounds exactly the same as the time you've played it before. So we get a real consistency here in the tuning of your 4th fingers. Okay, let's go a notch more slowly so that you've got a bit more time to listen. 1, 2, 3, 4. Awesome! You see, now you get a real good consistent tuning across all of the fourth fingers that you've played. And we're going to do the same thing with our last line as well. Listen out to every single note. Is it absolutely perfectly in tune? That's my question. So let's play the last line of 45, and that equals exercise 65. And job, well done. Now we're going to just think a tiny bit more about intonation. You know, when you play the third finger on a string, whichever string that is, you can check it with the open string, the string below. So if we look at the last line, and I'm playing the first group of 4 notes, this third finger here should match in tuning with the open G string. And if you've done it correctly, it will sound like that. You might have ended up here. Ooh, and it really does not sound together, does it? So let me adjust my third finger. And that sounds a whole lot better. It may be that your third finger sounded like that. Ooh, and now it's gone a bit too flat, hasn't it? So now I'm going to widen the gap between fingers 1 and 2, because that is the most common mishap that can happen if your finger is too flat. And then I'm testing it again with the G string, you see. So we're going to play next the last line again, so exercise 65, and every time we hit a third finger we're just going to pause and check that third finger with the open G string. So we're going to go slowly again, and check it. Adjust your fingers if necessary. Let's check it again. Good. Start the next group of 4 notes, beginning on the first finger. Hold it and check. Adjust your finger if necessary. And let's carry on, fourth finger. Next bar. Check. And check it again here. And carry on. And check it again. Fourth finger. Check it again. Oh yes. And check it again. You see, when you check frequently with the open strings, you are really going to improve your intonation, and that's what violin playing is all about, really, isn't it? So I'd encourage you to check very frequently with open strings, whether it's this third finger on the D string, which you check with the open G string, or whether it's in future lessons when we play on the A string or the E string. You can always check every third finger with an open string. Now let's finish this class today by playing the whole song without stopping. 1, 2, 3, 4. very, very well played. Gosh, you've done a lot of technical work today, so that is very, very commendable. Any questions or comments, please use the comment section down below this video. I very much look forward to seeing you again soon. Goodbye.